Mrs. Shamim Nsubuga, she is the Public Relations Director, Human Resources Managers, Human Resource Managers Association of Uganda. If you're an HR manager anywhere, yes, she's your PR person.
That's right.
Absolutely. And she's here to talk more about, reward systems for employees and how organizations and both employees and organizations can benefit from these reward systems. As Power FM, first of all, we have our staff party.
Yeah.
This week.
Excited. Tomorrow?
Boss.
This week.
You're in the spirit. So Wednesday.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show, Shamim.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Wow. So, when you hear people call me that name, they've known me
Rebecca.
from 1990.
Yeah. The relationship between these two is that since P1, they have been in the same class, and no one has repeated. None of them has repeated. They've all continued this work.
Absolutely.
But as we have you, Shamim, first of all, let's define rewards before we even get into the kind that companies can give. Sometimes someone might think a reward, and then they look at it as I don't know, like they are trying to buy you, like rewards. Let's just explain simply rewards. What are rewards when it comes to companies and organizations?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this show. I'm truly amazed to be a part of this team today.
Yeah, we're very happy. Honored to actually have you.
Yes, just to do a quick introduction, my name is Shamim Nsubuga. Yes, I am a human resource professional, very passionate about serving people and making sure that employees are living their best lives in employment. A little bit about the Human Resource Managers Association of Uganda. We strive to be a leading professional association in people management that enhances competence, productivity, and quality of life. Our mission is to institute standards, enhance development, and promote human resource management as a strategic function in all organizations. Now, when we talk about rewards, this is one thing that all employees expect. They actually think of it as a benefit, as part of all the sacrifice they are giving to their jobs. So maybe during this festive time, I would think we can categorize them into two types of rewards. Some companies give monetary rewards, others give non-monetary rewards to their employees. I could dive into the monetary rewards.
Yeah, please.
All right. So for monetary rewards, we usually categorize them in bonuses. Some companies give 13th check, trips or family vacations. So bonuses, usually this is performance-based. When it's stipulated in your contract that depending on the performance of the organization or your department, you will be given a certain percentage of the profit.
Right.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that really motivates employees to perform over the year because they expect this benefit at the end.
Wow. Please.
Sure. The 13th check. Now that is one of the most attractive benefits that.
So 13th check is like your full salary for the extra month, or it's half?
It's the full salary, gross salary.
Oh Lord!
Please, first balance me here. You're saying like your full salary on top of
the 12 months.
Exactly.
Oh wow!
December you get double
attention,
salary.
please, employers.
Yeah.
This is one of the benefits that really attract really good employees at the time of acquisition. That is when they are recruiting the person.
Okay.
Yeah, once they tell you, as part of our benefits and rewards, we give you the 13th check. Wow. Where do I sign?
Why don't you jump right into it?
Right.
You know. Ah, wow. And when we talk about rewards, yes, you've said we have monetary rewards and then non-monetary rewards. I'm just thinking, when you're giving these rewards as a company, are there specifics that you look at, or you give a blanket since you're in HR, or you want to motivate everyone, so you give a blanket, say, we are going to give you the monetary rewards for the year. For the fact that you have been with us for this whole year, you have survived being fired. we're giving you a blank. Yeah. What are some of those things that really, because
You consider before giving.
I am an employee, I would like to be either recognized or what for the work that we do. What sets one apart to be rewarded? Because, yeah.
Right. So oftentimes reward is based on performance.
Okay.
What we mean by performance is at the time when you are given a contract, when you start work, you are required to fulfill a few key performance indicators. We usually term them as KPIs. So usually every quarter you go through an appraisal, which enables you to know how well you performed within that quarter, such that by the end of the year you would know if you're eligible to get this reward. However, it's not applicable usually for those who are on performance improvement plans, because that is a lower part of the appraisal. In case you are appraised in a way that you get a PIP, you're usually not eligible to get that bonus or 13th check. And it also applies to those on disciplinary. So you know how it is usually in this Christmas period. Have you been a good person or bad person? So if you've been if you've been involved in any activity that has led you into disciplinary, usually you don't get you're not considered for this.
Okay.
You were letting us know about non-monetary rewards that organizations and companies can give to their employees.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much once again for hosting me. One thing I did mention about the monetary rewards, one that applies to the top executives. Usually, if at the level of CEO or COO, if the organization performs excellently well, that is exceeding expectations, such persons holding those positions might be liable to family vacations. Usually this is applicable to listed or multinational companies. So you just have to make sure that you work hard enough to reach that level.
That is good.
Okay, where is your head at? What's happening?
He's working on becoming a CEO.
I'm to see one of these two.
So it's okay, we know.
So there are some companies that might not have the budget to just dish out cash or cash benefits. So non-monetary benefits could include gift hampers, vouchers, end-of-year retreat or party. That's a platform for employees to enjoy the fruits of their labor, and they feel like it's at the company's expense. There are also appreciation days. Usually, it really adds value if you give employees some days off.
Right.
Preferably between the 24th and 3rd of January to enable them to reflect, to just charge for the next year.
So this happen where you've just said, I've picked up something here. It says when a company does not have enough monetary resources, these are some of the things that they do.
Yes.
To a good demo.
When you see a gift hamper,
But I also think that for a company that has very many employees, of course you can't always give monetary money to everyone in the company. So I think this would be some of the things that you do.
Yes.
Earlier on I'd asked, even as you continue elaborating on this, are there things beside just the normal KPIs that are stipulated in the contract or in the HR, contract that you can consider, to give somebody a reward?
Yes, at times you can use surveys, because Employee of the Year usually can be based on, first of all, the performance, and it's also applicable to those who are popular. So at my company where I work full-time, QSOSing, during the COVID lockdown period, we were still working remotely.
Yes.
And we had an award ceremony known as COVID Hero Award. So we recognize those who are actively reaching out to the rest of the employees, who are supporting them, motivating them. Yeah, so it could be based on a survey, and people vote who they feel needs to be recognized.
All right.
Once you give the opportunity to recognize employees, one, guaranteed you will have improved employee motivation. People will be more willing to come to work every day. They'll be excited just because you spend some money of them. You'll also get to realize improved performance in the year ahead. There's a high chance that you will also have increased staff retention. And for the non-monetary rewards like branded items, that imagine waking up every day and seeing your brand,
Your cup.
that cup that has the logo of your company. You just have a little bit more loyalty to the organization. So those are some of the.
So there is some benefit to the company. It's not just
That some benefit is quite enormous. Motivation, loyalty, and
a low turnover of employees.
it's big for the company, so that works. We have a question on our WhatsApp.
Absolutely. We have somebody here saying, "Good morning, Shamim. I know a government agency in which salary increment was done for a certain level of staff only. Those in lower, quote unquote, positions and yet doing similar and more work did not get. The increment didn't follow the existing salary scale. Is this professional? Is it even legal? And this institution has HR people. What's wrong with them?" This is from Muzei.
Yeah, that is one of the most common problems in organizations. Actually, a lot of employees feel unfairly evaluated during the appraisal period, and you find that you're not entitled to the benefit because you didn't perform well. Then at the HR level, you get responses like, "My supervisor just doesn't like me," or maybe this company does not recognize my efforts. But one thing is for sure, not everything is set in stone. At times, the top senior management adjusts the different manuals, the different policies. So the important thing for the HR would be to ensure that they pass on the information, communicate ahead of time in case the reward that you expect is not going to come. I encourage you to inform those HR practitioners to join the Human Resource Managers Association of Uganda. That way they will gain even more knowledge on best practice and how to communicate with employees accordingly.
Amazing.
Lovely. This one may not but this will also apply. I've just been thinking, what is the best way to as HR, since you're dealing with human resource, the best capital is human resource. What is the best way to try and manage or keep our staff, happy at their workplace? Since you deal with people every day, people instead of years. So you have a whole year instead of us focus. What are some of those things that HR, because people have issues, people deal with challenges, people have work stress, people have so many things. What are some of the things that HR does to make sure that, apart from the paycheck that someone expects at the end of the month, what are those things that keep us, you have someone, keep coming, smiling, happy, just like you, really. Jaunty.
Well, from the expectation point of view, HR is expected to be more or less a friend to you. Of course, most human resource practitioners are conflicted because they have to satisfy two different very important stakeholders, the top management and the employees. So at times they get in crossfire. But for the employees, they expect you to be sort of their confidant, their friend. So employees expect regular coaching sessions. They expect you to just get to know what they're facing, what challenges they have in their personal lives. And recognition has to be all year round. It may not be monetary, but recognition for each and every little win that you achieve, not only in your daily tasks, but as a department, as the organization. Just mention regularly, at least weekly, mention what has gone right within the organization. Those are some of the few things that can be implemented easily.
Okay. You see, it's a big thing, because I think some of these things over compounded time can cause one heartache and pain. For sure, for sure. Yes.
Okay, and as we are going off to into the festive season, okay, Christmas is a very dangerous time. Okay, 1 minute you have 50K, the next minute you have 1K. You don't know what has happened in between.
Yeah.
What is the best way, you as an HR professional, what are the best way employees can get through this festive season responsibly, considering the forthcoming month and year? I was looking at Instagram the other day. There's a meme going around that as you're born, are you aware that January 2022 has 5 weeks?
Wow.
5, please.
That's
Not
beautiful.
5 weeks. 5 weeks, exactly. So what are some of the things you as an HR manager, how can you advise people? How can they be responsible in this season?
Yes,
financially?
It's very important. Thank you for bringing that up. So a few tips that I would give. One, you have to have a year planner. I know it might be a bit late for someone who hasn't started, but it's never too late. Even if it's December, plan. In terms of payments, cater for all your mandatory payments first.
Writing, your planner. Okay, very good.
Yeah, you take care of your taxes, your rent, your fees.
They
don't
must pay.
Get that money.
If you cannot pay your rent, don't eat it.
Don't. Yes. It's also important to save in advance.
Yeah.
Most companies have SACCOs embedded in them. So if you can advocate for your company to have a saving scheme where they deduct at source, that would be more beneficial for you to get the money at the end. Yes, of course, you have to use your money sparingly. And if you're having a business, some employees have businesses on the side that support them. Please don't exploit or overcharge customers, because that's one of the most common problems. It's a vicious cycle. You overcharge someone, they overcharge someone else. Yeah, so those are some of the strategies, the tips that I could say.
What is your take on employees with side gigs?
What do you mean side gigs?
What's wrong with you?
No, I'm just saying, because in this campaign of today, really, it's tough for you just to hold on to one job and handle without expenses. So what's the take on an employee having, and do they have to declare that they have a side gig? Do they have, most times people are like, if I tell a child, they are going to start saying, you are spending more time on your side gig and what? Yes. So what's your take on employees and side gigs?
Well, my honest opinion is if it is not in favor, if it doesn't complement the business that you're in any way, it's better to keep it private.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is encouraged because in this time and age, revenue is not easily sought after, at least not through your regular employment. So yeah, you're encouraged to at least have maybe a source of food. It might not be a business, but maybe a farm or something where you can get some extra income.
Oh, okay.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Shamim. That was actually very helpful.
It has.
I've put down 2 points that are going to help me to